Yeah, if you want to kick somebody who is friendly, it's twice the amount. So if you want to kick Void, $50, and I'll send Void half. If you want to kick Satan, $50, and I'll send Satan $1. Um,
The fuck is that?
You want to kick
Bitch.
Richie? You have to send $100 and 99.
all right, Nez, you are live. How old are you, Nez?
I don't. Why does that matter? I don't want to.
Hello, because you need to be
You look
18 to get on here. Okay, so I'm gonna ask again. How old are you? Unmute. There's an unmute button for you. Go down there. It's the little microphone button.
Why does that matter? I don't understand.
Because
I just
TikTok
told you.
terms
Did
of
you not hear
services,
me?
bozo.
Dude, I'm way older, bro. I'm old.
Okay, then
Yeah,
tell
I
me
can
your
see Facebook
age.
from here, but just tell us.
Also, your bio says that you have a huge YouTube account with a bunch of views and followers. You should understand the basic fucking rules of like subscription-based sites.
Okay,
You have to
good
be a
for
certain
you.
age.
Okay,
Just-
now.
just be
Just
So
say
now
35,
Nez.
Like, it's not that deep.
All right, so now what we're gonna ask you, my question to you, Nez Nation, is: do you support the Fifth Amendment? Yes or no?
Of course I do.
Okay, so you do not support his deportation, then? Yes or no?
Incorrect. I support his deportation.
Okay. Do you not believe that it was a violation of due process?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, why do you believe that?
Because if you come into this country illegally, you're
Okay.
committing a crime.
All right,
The
cool.
only
Now,
process you're due is deportation.
I understand. So is it your position
I don't
that
think
if
you do.
Okay, I got you.
And
So
neither
is
do
it
your
your I don't know why this guy's over talking me. Okay, so is it your position that if somebody okay, let me get the conditional statement correct. If you commit a crime, then the government can commit a crime against you or violate the Constitution against you. Is that your position?
The Constitution only applies to American citizens.
That wasn't the question that I
That's
asked
not
you.
wrong. Look
Wait,
it
hold
up.
on. I don't want.
Your
Don't distract
names
him.
are-
Don't distract him. So, is it your position that if somebody commits a crime, that the government can violate the Constitution against them?
If they are illegal and they're not American citizens, it states explicitly in the Constitution that if you are illegal and you commit a crime,
Okay.
that the powers of the executive branch may deport quickly and rapidly in succession.
Okay. Where does it say in the Fifth Amendment that you have to be a citizen in order to be get due process? Where does it say that in the Fifth
You're
Amendment?
messing with the wrong dude. Read the Federalist Papers.
I don't.
Read the
Can
Articles
you
of
tell me in the
Confederation.
Fifth Amendment? Why are
You're
you
looking
running
at
away
one
from my
phrase,
question?
bro. You're
Okay,
looking at
so
one phrase.
do
I
we
love the
agree?
Fifth-
Do we agree that the Fifth Amendment does not cite citizens?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Do we agree that the Fifth Amendment does not cite citizenship as a
I
standard?
need to look at the
I'll
exact.
just read it. I'll read it. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment of indictment or grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in the time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice but in a put in a jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. That's the entire Fifth Amendment.
Beautiful composition, and it applies because it's a U.S. United States Constitution.
Okay.
So it applies to citizens, my friend.
Okay, so you think the Constitution, people are not protected by the Constitution if they are within our borders and they are not a citizen?
Just as I'm not protected under a Spanish Constitution if I'm within their borders.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not a citizen of Spain.
All right, awesome. Are there any laws that protect non-citizens in our country? Like state laws, for
Well,
example?
Yeah, there's some state
Like
law,
what?
which is why you have the separation of power, and you have power within the states to frame their own legislation.
Okay, so a state law can cover an undocumented citizen, but not the Constitution.
Well, if you look at sanctuary cities, that's exactly what they're doing.
Okay, so just to be clear, do we agree that the 14th Amendment, so you agree that the non-citizens are not covered under the 14th Amendment?
Which is why, let me just say this really quickly. Let me just say this really. You're a very intelligent young man. I love that. But this is why, okay, just for a second. This is why the Democrats have an
Here
approval.
we go. Listen, I don't want to I don't want to get into different I don't care
You
about the
don't
color
want
of the sky.
facts?
No, I
You
don't
don't
care
want
about the color of the sky. We're debating a specific topic. and I'm going to hold you to these topics. We are debating something. I don't care about feelings. I don't care about approval ratings. I don't care about any of that. We can talk about that after. Right now, we are debating the Constitution and how it applies to non-citizens. The question that I was asking you, do you believe that the Constitution protects non-citizens? The 14th Amendment, I'm sorry, protects non-citizens. That was the question that I asked.
It does, but not under the stipulations that you're trying to direct the conversation with
How?
this guy. Because he committed a crime and he's illegal. He came into the country illegally. That's a federal crime.
Wait, so it does, so they are protected under the Constitution, or only specific parts of the Constitution?
No, under the very definition of the terms, when you come into the country illegally, you break the law. So you were afforded no constitutional
Okay,
protection.
when you said it does, you mean it does not, right? So you believe that if somebody crosses our border illegally, they are not protected by the 14th Amendment, correct?
Not at all. No.
Okay. Can I racially discriminate against somebody who crosses the border illegally?
Can you racially discriminate against somebody if you want to? Sure.
No, legally. Is that legally permissible?
To racially discriminate?
Yeah, I want to separate the black immigrants
Yeah, give
from
me
the
some
white one.
context, because you're just
Okay.
kind of throwing out stuff.
No, maybe, okay, I'll connect the dots. The 14th Amendment, equal
No, give me
protection.
context.
I'm
not
trying to
connect the
tell
dots.
you,
Give
I
me
don't know why you
context.
just asked me again. So the 14th
Okay.
Amendment does protect against racial discrimination, the Equal Protection Clause, correct?
Correct. So does the
Okay.
13th Amendment, which
Cool.
was
Okay,
ratified
which
in
is slavery,
1936.
which means I can own a non-citizen who crossed the border illegally as a slave, and I can only own the black ones. I can, if I want to, just any black immigrant who crosses the
No.
border illegally, under your
No.
view, it should be legal
No.
for me to own them as a slave and only own the black ones.
Incorrect. No.
Okay, so what's the flaw in the
You're
argument?
conflating way too many.
Yeah, what's the flaw in the argument? Are they protected by the 14th Amendment or not?
Okay, so the flaw in the argument is that it is a federal crime, and under the Constitution specifically stipulates, okay, if you break the law, it's the very definition of the term. When you come into the country illegally, that is breaking the law, my friend.
Okay, you're dancing around the question. The question is
No
very
dancing.
simple.
There's no
Do-
dancing.
Does
There's
a
no
okay?
dancing.
When the 14th Amendment applies, right? It says you cannot racially discriminate. Does it say you cannot does it mean you can't racially discriminate against anyone or specifically citizens?
Anyone.
Okay. Now, why are you dancing
the
around
US
that when it okay,
Constitution,
now,
it has to
so
be
if it's
citizens.
anyone, then given the fact that somebody who crossed the border illegally is part of the anyone, do we agree?
Why don't you just get to the point?
Holy
This is-
fucking shit, bro. This is like so simple. If
No, it's
you
not.
say, okay,
It's verbal gymnastics. You're engaging.
this guy doesn't understand basic logic, but I'm gonna walk you through it. We're gonna go slowly. I'm not getting away from this
Meet
point
the other
until you
person.
understand. Okay, so Nez, the question was, does the 14th Amendment, because you're contradicting yourself, does the 14th Amendment protect non-citizens? You said no. And then you said it protects anyone, which means yes. So which answer do you want to go with?
Again, as I said before, it's the U.S., the United States Constitution.
Okay. Is that when you say it's U.S., does it mean that it applies to anyone in the U.S. or anyone
No.
in the U.S. who is a citizen?
Somebody who went through the proper port of entry,
Right.
legally,
Right.
like my parents,
Uh-huh.
okay, who did everything through the proper channels, systems, and processes.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do because
But
you're not
what's the
track.
purpose?
Wait.
I don't
I'm
understand.
trying
What's
to
the
I'm trying to tell you, but you're going back and forth between one answer and another.
No.
Okay.
Back and
So
forth.
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna write this down in my notepad, and just to keep you to the statement that you just made, the 14th Amendment does not protect non-citizens who crossed the border illegally from racial discrimination. Okay. Is that statement true or false, Nez? You're off the app, I won't be able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. So here's the statement. I want you to just tell me if it is true or false. The 14th Amendment does not protect non-citizens who cross the border illegally from racial discrimination. Is that true or false? Now you're off the app again.
How do you know I'm off the app?
Because your fucking profile picture goes blank. We know when people go away from the app.
Okay. I don't do this TikTok BS
That's fine.
that much. Okay, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, so thank you for educating me. So, okay, I'm trying to just, because I want to be very distinct and clear as well.
Okay.
I'm trying to see what the actual vernacular is, because language and semantics are important.
Okay. What did you need me to clarify in that proposition? Bruh. He's off the app again. I just like, bruh.
You can't hear me when I'm off app? Is that correct?
No, I cannot hear you when you're off the app.
I apologize. Okay, so it says equal protection under the law as through the processes of citizenship. The citizenship part is the umbrella, my friend.
Okay, cool. Now, so is that statement that I gave you true or false? I
I
understand. I'm trying to. Is the statement that I just gave you true or is it false in your view?
Say it again.
Okay. The 14th Amendment does not protect non-citizens who cross the border illegally from racial discrimination. Is that true or false?
I was reading.
Please stop reading the comments, please. Okay. The 14th Amendment. Are you ready? Just let me know when you're ready, and I'll say it again.
I'm sorry. I'm ready.
Okay. The 14th Amendment does not protect non-citizens who cross the border illegally from racial discrimination. Is that statement true or false?
True.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put a T next to it. Okay. So it follows that it is legally permissible to racially discriminate against non-citizens who cross the border illegally, correct?
No, it does not.
Okay. How does that not follow?
Because you're saying you're including racial discrimination. I'm talking about applying the law. Nobody's talking
I'm
about
going to jump out my window. Okay.
Why?
Are we serious right now?
Do you know? Okay. The 14th Amendment. Okay. Does the 14th Amendment protect citizens from racial discrimination?
Yes.
Okay. So when we're talking about the 14th Amendment and one way, like equal protection of the clause, because you're not equally protecting white people from black people, for example, that's not equal protection, right? But that would not apply to a government who is trying to racial. So if a bunch of people who are non-citizens who were crossed the border illegally, they were being held in the ICE detention center, right? And they're ready for deportation. They're going to be deported sometime soon. Would it be legally permissible for the federal government, the president or whatever, to come in and say, issue a directive saying the white immigrants, they get the beds, the black immigrants, they get to sleep on the floor? Why would that be illegal?
Because that's against the very fabric of the country.
Which fabric of the country? Yes.
Well,
Tell me.
It's also the 1964 Act was passed, Civil Rights Act, but also
What is that reference? What is that reference?
It's equal protection, no discrimination.
Equal protection, 14th Amendment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you agreed that they are not covered. Wait, I'm sorry.
You
You agreed that they are not covered by the 14th Amendment. You just said that.
I agreed that the 14th Amendment is not about racial discrimination. You're the one that's putting in race. Nobody's talking about race.
All right,
What
I'm
the
done with this
fuck, dude? Can you
conversation.
track
I'm done
a
with this
conversation?
dude.
No. We're talking
You
about.
Give me.
No, no,
I'm
you
sorry.
gotta be up here
Give
and
me
get
all of
phone.
your YouTube subscribers. I will make
Will
them
you
smarter.
tell Cheryl to shut up?
No,
Just shut up.
Nez. What do you
Who the
said? You
fuck
had
is Cheryl?
you said you had 500,000 YouTubes. I want them all. I will make them smarter. This is embarrassing.
So,
How do you
so
not
wait a
track in
minute.
this conversation?
You can be embarrassed if you want. So
That is
No, he's
embarrassing.
not serious. He has to be
why
a fucking
is
troll.
why is
There's no way.
you guys just
Hold on.
No, you're a
I need
fucking
to-
troll.
I need to
I gotta
understand
use the
this.
bathroom. This is like not even worth my
you're
time.
saying in the same breath, illegal immigrants, from what you're saying, are not protected under the U.S. Constitution, correct?
if you break the law specifically.
Just
Just
say
be
yes or no.
specific
Just say
under
yes
the
or no.
context.
If it's already yes or no.
What do you mean yes or no? To what?
Are
Answer the
they
fucking
protected
question.
under
Oh,
the
shut up,
US
Cheryl.
Constitution? Who the fuck is Cheryl? Her name's right there. Like, you can't read? Of
I
course
don't
you
give
can.
a fuck.
Jesus Christ. Are they protected under the U.S. Constitution? Yes or no?
She's annoying as fuck.
That's not an
So
answer.
are
So are
you.
you, and we're talking to you, you stupid fuck.
Dude,
Are they protected under the U.S. Constitution? Yes or no? Dipshit, come on.
You just mute me all the time.
Not an answer.
I'm not the one muting you. Manny,
Answer.
stop. Stop. Yes or no?
Okay, what are you asking me again?
Fuck's sakes.
Oh, I know, it's so crazy.
Are immigrants that pass the border illegally protected under the U.S. Constitution?
No,
And any
This
they're
guy
not.
got a
They're
big
breaking
ass
the
kick
law.
pull right now.
So I could
All right, I'm
make
about to drop
a
him.
person who crossed the border illegally my slave.
No, you can't.
Why?
What's that SpongeBob meme where he's like breaking
just
down
conflating
its
a
premise
million-
and then he just denies the conclusion?
Oh,
What's that
man-
SpongeBob
man-
meme?
These are the
Man
words
right?
that literally
Man to
just
man,
came out of
whatever.
your mouth. These are the words that literally
Man
just came
right?
out of your mouth.
Man, right?
They're not protected under the U.S. Constitution. Slavery is outlawed in the U.S. Constitution, so if they're not protected, I can make them my slave.
Oh god, what a bunch of bullshit. Okay,
Sorry you don't understand the fucking Constitution. Like, be so fucking for real. Oh my
Dude.
god. How is someone this dense? You have to be a fucking troll. There's no other fucking option.
Daryl,
No one is this fucking stupid by like.
nobody's
Is
talking to you, Cheryl.
Is Cheryl
Who
your
the
wife's
fuck is
name? Are you that
Cheryl?
sick of her?
Is that your ex-wife? Did she take everything in the fucking divorce?
Oh wait, hold on.
Alright.
Wait, I think
Let me ask this question, Nez. Okay. What is the shape of Italy? Do you even know that?
I
Nez,
love you guys.
Yeah.
I love
it's a
What's
poop,
the-
motherfucker.
Yeah, Virillion, thank you for the $25 for the kick.